Ho ho ho, ladies and gentlemen, we have reception and we have a full bit rate. Hi everyone, hey Chloe, Martine, Diane, Rosemary, Jolene. Are you camping right now? Hey Casey, sorry if I miss anyone. I couldn't believe it. So yesterday, of course, it wasn't very successful. And now, today I came here. So for years I've gotten just enough reception here to make a phone call, right? But they've obviously put a tower in. It's telling me I have 5 bars LTE. So, I mean, how do I not show you around here? So the eruption is set for 10:26. You might notice that this is all underground, so it kind of controls its own thing. If it does totally cut out, then I'll switch over to Facebook Live. But even that was a bit dodgy. So ladies and gentlemen, hi Hannah, I'd like to share with you a little bit. I am obviously in Yellowstone National Park. I am on the South Loop here at famous Old Faithful Geyser, or geyser if you need to call that. The word geyser, of course, is an Icelandic word. I did not put in my headphones, so it's not windy today, but I didn't put them in because when it does erupt, I love you to see the crowds of people. Now, U.S. Park Service does a brilliant job of managing this. So they have this big loop around. And so, okay, all right, okay, everyone. So all around here, people are getting ready. So it's due to erupt in about 5 minutes or so, but it can be 10, 12 minutes either side of that. And if it goes long, then it's a bigger eruption. And if it erupts early, it is a smaller one, all right? Almost premature. But if we look out to the left, you'll see some of the famous hotels here. We are in the world's oldest national park. Lovely to have you all here. I'll be happy to have this all. Well, the frequency is about 90 minutes, Martine. And what I did is when I arrived, so I left West Yellowstone, I stopped by the paint pots and the Celestine pool, and then I pulled right up where that white van is, right there, and I go inside the old lodge here, and they have a panel up showing when the next eruptions of the different geysers are, and this is the one that I judge everything on. So this is a huge visitor area. They have an excellent visitor center here that shows what's going on underground. Hi Satyam. So we are of course standing on a super volcano. Now I did try and explain some of this yesterday, and it's both easy to understand and of course incredibly complicated, but we're on a hot spot. So obviously so often we talk about the Rocky Mountains as Turtle Island, North America, South America are pushing west, the Pacific plate is subducting underneath. All of the Canadian Rockies, of course, which are old seabed, push up out of the ground as different islands were carried across the Pacific and of course whacked into the west coast. Hi trees, that's not what this is. This is one of these hot spots in the world. It is easy and complicated. Everyone understands volcanoes, but if you want to understand Yellowstone, go look at a map of the Hawaiian island chain. It's exact same thing. It's the exact same thing, but inside a continent, so it's tracked across. The last eruption of this super volcano was 640,000 years ago. Obviously, human beings were not living here. I'm going to turn it around again, because we never know. It'll puff and start a little bit. Now what's happening underground is we're standing up here at about 2,000 meters, about 6,800 feet above sea level on this giant plateau. If you see the edges of the rock over there, hi Lee, nice to see you there. We are inside the crater of this super volcano. Like we're literally in it. The last eruption was 640,000 years ago, and indeed, if you need yet one more thing to worry about, it erupts roughly every 640,000 years. Now that's the whole super volcano out here. This whole area is one of probably 4 distinct geyser basins in the area, but it's always shifting and moving. In fact, where you turn off the main road to come into all this infrastructure, and there's a lot of infrastructure here, the road keeps having melting issues because the ground is shifting. But really, up above us here is a small layer. They do die, and yet they post how long, because that's why it's old and faithful, a bit like me. You have this level of water and everything that kind of seeps in and out because they get tons of snow here, right? I mean, 6-7 feet of snow, 2 meters of snow. Hi, Paula. Every winter. Hey, John. You know, it melts into the ground. But really what's happening is underneath us is this gigantic magma chamber, right? So this is a huge bulge. We're in the state of Wyoming. The national park, the oldest national park in the world in a modern sense, seeps out over into Montana. And we're in this huge bulge. And then underneath us, the magma chamber, in the last few years, now I've been guiding here for 20 years on and off. And so I learn something every time. The magma chamber is probably 3 times larger than we used to think. And it is literally coming up from under the world. So if you think of other ones, the Big Island, Hawaii is a huge magma chamber. That's right. And I left a message for Asia. I'm going to try and catch up next time I'm down here. So you have that. So the Big Island of Hawaii. Iceland is another like absolute hotspot. There's a great visitor center near the town of Vik in Iceland. Down near New Zealand, you have one. And these are just big spouts around, of course, our planet. So the geology is pretty amazing. Now, tons of wildlife. I'm going to say something a little bit discerning or whatever, uncomfortable right now, but people often ask me, do the animals fall in? Well, when I was doing the walk this morning, you could see the remnants of a coyote. So they do. And of course, a full-grown bison, and there's a huge bison population here. Hi, Elise, nice. Oh, did you? A bison, full-grown bison can be 2,500 pounds. Imagine that falling through. So yes, our friend Asia, who I consider a personal friend, they live up in the north. Let's curve around here. So again, this could happen in the next 5 minutes, or it could take 15 minutes, but I thought, you know, and I like to stand back here, because when it does erupt, it erupts, well, 30, 40, 50, 60 feet in the air, depending